the angle I usually film at? I don't even know. It's been too long. Hi guys, it's Izzy and I haven't filmed a video in a month because I've been very ill. You have seen one video from me that I managed to pre-film like just before I got really ill, and I did post that some point this month, so you did get one video this month, but it's currently like the 25th of May and I have not filmed since like the last week of April. So this is weird. Is this how I usually film? Like, I don't even remember how I set my phone up. Like, I hope this angle is okay. But you know what? We're just gonna work with it, okay? I'm just filming to try and have fun because I want to. And yeah. Hi, if you're new here. If you haven't seen me in a hot minute, I'm Izzy. Please subscribe to me. As of filming, I'm like 5 away from 600 subscribers, which is wild. And if you are here and you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate you pressing that little button. Press the subscribe button. I don't know, click on the little subscribe thing I have there. I don't know how YouTube works. In today's video, unless you live under a rock or have no taste, you will know that there is officially going to be a Percy Jackson TV adaptation on Disney+. When I tell you I screamed, like, I'm not joking, for like 10 minutes, all I could say was, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I literally had a breakdown. I have been waiting for this for 10 years, literally. My birthday is on Wednesday, the 27th. I'm turning 21. The first book came out in 2005, I want to say, and I started reading them in like 2007 or something, so I was like 8, and I'm turning 21, so over a decade. I have wanted a TV adaptation, not because I don't love the books, it's because I just want more people to experience Rick Riordan's world and his characters and everything. Like, when the first movie came out, when was that? When even was that? I must have been, what, like 12, 13? I don't really remember when it came out because I blocked that from my memory. But like, I remember being so excited because I had this passion for the books that everyone knew about. I was like, I was a hardcore Rick Riordan stan, still am. And I was just so excited that people who aren't necessarily bookish would start to experience my love for Percy Jackson through the format of film. And so like, when the first film came out, I didn't hate it that much because I was just like so happy to be able to talk about Percy Jackson. Like, I made my family watch it, I made my friends watch it, like I made so many people watch it just so they could like join me on the Rick Riordan appreciation train. But sadly, those movies are trash. And if you want to hear Rick Riordan being salty about how trash the movie was, Julia from A Reader's World did a whole dramatic reading of the emails he wrote to like the producers and writers of those films, and it's incredible. So I'll link that down below or in the information thing, whatever, because like, you just need that in your life. But yeah, Disney Plus are making a TV show, Rick Riordan is involved, and I'm going to talk about the 10 things that I am hoping will be involved in this Percy Jackson adaptation, because as we all know, I love Rick Riordan. If you want to see my other Rick Riordan videos, I'll leave them up in the cards. I did a video explaining how to read his books and ranking every single one of them, and I also did a video ranking all of the like main characters from his series, so I'll also leave that in the cards. And yeah, let's get started because I have a lot of thoughts and I need to talk about them. Like, maybe it's best 20-year-old me is going to experience Percy Jackson adaptation, or, well, by the time it's out, I'll probably be like 23 or something, and my love will still be just as strong. But, like, I'm not sure I could have handled it at age 12. Like, I would have become such a hardcore stan. Like, I literally would talk about nothing else. And, like, I was already pretty much just talking about Percy Jackson, so I think my family may have abandoned me because I wouldn't shut up. So, actually, now that I'm saying that, I don't shut up at 21. So, I'm retracting that statement. 21-year-old Izzy can't handle it either. I'm very passionate, okay? But, yeah. There's 10 things, small and big, that I want from this adaptation. And we're going to get started on those things. The first one is a really kind of minor one, but just something I really love. And that is, like, the chapter titles. Now, I believe we're getting a series per book, so there are 5 books, so there'll be 5 series. I don't know how many episodes in each series, but I would really like each episode to be named after one of the chapters it includes. Obviously, they're not going to make an episode per chapter because there's so many chapters, but like I'd really like them to take the most like related chapter title and like make that the title of the episode, because like Rick Riordan's chapter titles were one of my like favorite parts of his books. I just loved how inventive and fun they were, and I just really want to keep that tradition going. The second one is a much bigger one that I really hope they do, and that is age appropriate characters. Actually, this kind of combines 2 points. We're going to go for age appropriate actors and like new actors. So basically, in the movies, they aged up Percy to, I think he was like 15 or 16 in the first movie, whereas in the first book, he's 11 or 12. I feel like he turns 12 at some point. And I know that because Rick is involved in Disney Plus adaptation, he will make sure that it's age appropriate, because that was one of his biggest like critiques of the movie. He was really upset that the characters had been aged up, because if he wanted to write a young adult series, he would have written a young adult series where Percy starts at age 16, but that's not what Percy Jackson was about. It was about Percy Jackson being 11 and growing to 16 at the end of the 5 books, and like it's meant for that age range, and I just want them to keep it that way. And I just really kind of want to go for the vibe of like Strange Things, where the kids are actually the same age, like the actors are the same age as the kids in the TV show. Also, High School Musical, the musical, the series on Disney Plus, again did a great job of actually hiring people who were teenagers for the most part. So I'm really excited that it's Disney Plus, because I really do feel like they'll take that into account. And then I would also like it to be unknown actors, especially who play the kids, because I think again this worked really well in Stranger Things, was that we didn't come in knowing of them playing a different role. They weren't known really for a role in any other TV show, movie, whatever, and that allowed us to really connect with their characters in Strange Things and connect to the actors and actresses. And I think it would be a really smart move to find undiscovered kids and have them really make the role their own. And I would also like all the gods to be played by like really famous actors and actresses, and just because I think like the juxtaposition of having like unknown actors and actresses play the children who are, you know, supposed to look up to these gods, and then having the gods be older and like much more famous and wise to us who know them, I just think that would be a really cool juxtaposition. Yeah, I would really just love having unknown actors to play the children and just like classic actors to play the gods. The fourth thing I want is to really focus on the themes of friendship. I think that's what made me love Percy Jackson so much, was because especially like Annabeth, Percy and Grover, like that trio, I just loved their friendship and it made me feel really comfortable in the book, and it made me feel like they were my friends, and it just made the books really warm and comforting and gave them a lot of heart, and it also gave each character a lot of motive to help the others because they loved each other so much as friends. Obviously, like, there is romance, but like for the most part the 5 books concentrate mainly on friendship, and I think the show really needs to take that on board and not try and like romanticize it too much or add drama by adding like relationship drama, which Rick did a really good job of not doing. Like, he didn't rely on like miscommunication and like just like angst. Like, he did a really great job of having an extremely well done plot with really great friendship and relationship development, and I really hope they take those themes on board and really try and integrate it into the show. The fifth thing I'd like them to do is stay true to the book while modernizing it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the first book came out in 2005, 2006, and so it must have finished around 2010, 2011, and obviously we're now a decade on, and it will be more years on when we actually get this show because there's really no production happening at the moment. And I really hope they keep a lot of what is in Percy Jackson, but I hope they do modernize it again, similar to how High School Musical, the musical, the series, has kind of been inspired by the original High School Musical like trilogy. I love it, the classic trilogy. They've obviously tailored it to modern day teenagers, and in the case of Percy Jackson, like modern day tweens, I guess. So while I do want them to stay as true to the books as they can, I really hope they do modernize it quite a bit, because I think if it's too dated, it will be harder for young people to connect to it and to be invested in it. Unless you're like my age or even older, you don't really remember. Like, if you're 11 now, wait, when would you have been born? 2009? Oh my god, that's crazy. But, you know, you can't base it on a time period before your target audience was born. So I really hope they try and modernize it in order for the audience to be able to connect to it as much as possible. The sixth thing, I don't remember, I'm really bad at numbering things, I always get lost. But the next thing is I really want them to keep the humour, and to do that I really hope they have Percy do a voiceover. I keep referencing High School Musical, the series, for some reason. I don't know. It just like helps me like give an example. Like they filmed that show in sort of like a mockumentary style, where the characters would have like interviews and give their thoughts and kind of give that comedic value. I really hope that they have Percy like kind of narrate the story, because he narrates the story in the books, and that's where a lot of the humor and personality comes from. So I kind of want him to be like, and this is when things went wrong, and then have the scene play out, and then have Percy say something, and then have the scene play out, and I just want him to like add his commentary, and I think that would really help to elevate the humor and also make Percy much more relatable. And I think they would be making a mistake if they got rid of that style completely. I don't think it has to be in a voiceover, that's how I would choose to do it, but I think there are ways, a bit like the mockumentary style filming of High School Musical, the musical series. I feel like there's a way they could like pepper in that humour and that connection to Percy to keep it, again, authentic and relatable. One of the main things that Rick wanted to do with the Percy Jackson series was to write characters who weren't neurotypical. Every demigod has ADHD, and I think everyone has dyslexia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them have dyslexia. And he wrote that because his son, I believe, had either or both. He definitely had one of them. I don't know if he had both, I can't remember. But that was something he really highlighted in his books, and he made the point of the fact that they were dyslexic and ADHD made them such a good demigod, which I think was a really nice way to kind of encourage children to realise that their differences can maybe make them good at something else, and while they may struggle with things that everyone else can do, like reading and like concentrating, that kind of stuff, that also means that should they be put into battle, they'd kill it. Literally. Honestly, that's not even funny, is it? Get a grip. This is what happens when I don't film for a month. I'm a mess. But yeah, I really hope they make sure to keep that theme of differences can sometimes be helpful and make you better at something, and that although it is, I think Rick did a really great job at acknowledging the hardships of having something like that, but also tried to make it somewhat of a positive, and I just think that was really great, and it gave me confidence when I was younger, because I am disabled, and I don't know, it kind of always made me think maybe my disability is because I'm a demigod, which, like, I'm not, but maybe I am. Another small thing is that I really hope Rick has a cameo. Ideally, I would love him to play Chiron, because he would just be the perfect Chiron. But I would just like to see him in a little tiny role, if it's just like a minor god or like a spirit that they meet along the way, or when, like, I just want him to appear. It doesn't have to be long. I mean, I would love it to be Chiron, but it doesn't have to be long, and I really just want to see him there. I just think it's really fun when an author appears in their adaptation, because it just like adds a little piece of them into something that they put their entire heart into. So yeah, I just want him to be there. I don't even know what number we're on at the moment. I don't even know if this is 10 at this point, but we'll keep going. I really want to keep it educational. I learned so much about Greek mythology reading Percy Jackson series. It's what made me fall in love with mythology, and I bought so many mythology books, and my mum really encouraged my interest in mythology, and it gave me such a passion for mythology, all kinds of mythology, and it made it very accessible in that it wasn't too overwhelming, and it was a fun way to learn about this kind of mythology and this ancient civilization of Greece, and then eventually Rome, and then he moved on to Norse and Egyptian mythology, so he's really covered a lot, and he makes it so fun and so easy to get pulled into that world, and he makes it so fascinating in an accessible way, and I just really hope they keep it as educational as they can while still keeping it fun and entertaining, because I just want people who watch it who may not have read the books to also find that passion for mythology, because it made my life a lot more exciting as a kid, because I was just obsessed with mythology. And finally, I would like them to leave it open for spin-offs. I am someone, I don't know if this is like an unpopular opinion, but I would be happy just finishing it at the end of the Percy Jackson series. I love the Heroes of Olympus series like so much, but like I'm not someone who's like desperate for that to be adapted, because I think if they do a brilliant job with the 5 series of Percy Jackson, like maybe it's best to just leave it as a really great introduction to Rick's work and a real passion for mythology and the characters. but I would like them to leave it open so that spin-offs could happen if and when they decided to go ahead with them. So I would, yeah, I don't know, maybe just pepper in that like Annabeth has a cousin, which is Magnus Chase, which is a series he wrote about Norse mythology, and maybe as the final episode of The Last Olympian finishes, maybe we just like see new demigods arriving, and we just at camp, and we see like maybe we see Piper Leo and Jason. They don't even need to be acknowledged, they can just be having a conversation as it kind of like fades out. And yeah, I just kind of hope they pepper in the ability to have a spin-off. Even if they decide not to, I do think it would be a smart idea to kind of set it up so it's an easy segue into a spin-off series. So yeah, I wouldn't be upset if they didn't adapt anything else, but I would want them to leave it open-ended. So yeah, those are all my hopes and dreams for the Percy Jackson adaptation. I'm so excited, and I know it's a long way off because I don't think the scripts have even been written and casting is a long way off, but I can't wait to go along with that journey, and I'm just so excited. I've been a Rick fan for so long, and I'm just glad that he's finally going to get the adaptation that he deserves for all the wonderful work he has put into the world. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. My April and May wrap up will be coming at some point. Sorry it's so late, I've just been too poorly to film. So yeah, those will probably be the next videos you see, but I just wanted to talk about the adaptation because I'm so excited for it. And yeah, if you could subscribe to me on here, I would really appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Goodreads. I'll leave the links down in the description below, and I will see you in my next video. So, bye!